Aha, so I just took the camera card and transferred all the files to the computer as it was getting full. And I figured I'd go on and continue doing a few things to get ready for the next setup. Where exactly it let off, I don't quite know. I do remember now, never mind. I had been going with 1mm. I thought that was going to be good. I wound up going with 0.75mm. That was still too large. So I wound up with 0.5mm, and I'll show this off in a little bit. So the only reason why I thought this wouldn't work is that back when I was using the larger diameter, I thought I was going to have to get smaller diameter to simulate the tube that these would be sitting in. However, going with the 0.5mm, that's not the case because the entire thing is just large enough. So I had mentioned previously that I wanted to show off the danger ball with the sequencers going on. Not the sequencers, but the pulsator rather, with the flickering lights. As I was setting that up and soldering, where's the bottom piece now? As I was soldering the positive in here, because letting it loose wasn't going to hold well, the soldering iron went straight into the fiber optics and destroyed 2 of them. So I've pulled out the remnants here. They're still a little stuck because I need to trim them out, but I got lucky. Taking a fresh new X-Acto blade, I sliced across the biggest portion of this tube just a little, managed to pry it open, managed to separate all these threads from each other. It was so glued in that there was never a chance I was going to be able to push this straight through until I isolated the thread itself. And even now, rethreading this still may be a tricky thing overall. So that was to show off this. What I will be doing instead is skipping that and going straight to these guys. This is 3 fiber optics with 2 layers of 1/4-inch clear heat shrunk around it. Just about 4mm tall for the headlamp, and then the sprout is going to be so short coming out of the base that there's not going to be any curvature at all, like you're seeing right now. And here's the iterations that I've gone through. Fiber optic can be so unwieldy sometimes. And here we go. On the far right is the 1mm. It seemed like a really good size at first, but definitely far too large. Then I went to 0.75mm, still too large. Finally, 0.5mm. Freaking sweet. I have got this set. So the 2 LEDs here are actually 2 different sizes. And this is going to be just about perfect. Alright, so in that brief time I just completely rebuilt a new one of these. Apparently the head had fallen off. Definitely have to be careful how you shape these. Alright, so I got 2 of them again. So essentially, because of all the accidents that have just happened, all experimentation is now over, and I'm just going with what is going to work, and that's the fiber optics. So I need to get this out of here. This is actually a good place to stop. I've fully repaired this. I've got white glue drying on the back over here, and it's 2 in the morning and I think I'm ready for bed. So, more video tomorrow. Thanks for watching. See you. And here we are with just a few minutes work. A bit of red and silver Sharpie. This is fairly convincing. The twist in the fibers do show up from, you're looking at it from a foot away or so. You can definitely see it. So perhaps it's not quite as elegant as it could be. However, in my case, it's going to be seen from about this angle over to this angle. This is really going to be good. So let's see if I can get this octopus installed here. Alright, so I want to get this comparison on camera while I can, and before I forget about it. I'm holding the LED in place right now on the fedoratron pulsator, and this is on the 2 pulsing LED circuit. So you can see the blinking is, it's not regular, it's taking all 3 of the blinks from the primary LEDs and transferring that sequence to this normal LED. However, it's still a very on-off kind of situation. Here's a thing I stumbled into. Let me flip this over. So here's the same normal LED stuck between the legs of one of the flashing ones on top. Can you see the gradient of the light going on? Much more subtle, much less distinct. It's almost not even happening. And that's the effect that's going on with the yellow blinking that is going to be happening. Where is it? There it is. Below the tape reel computer there. What I had been going to do was to use the pulsator here to flash one yellow LED and then have 2 normal non-blinking LEDs next to it to help offset the on-off nature that the pulsator can get to when these 3 LEDs start to sequence up. Or synchronize up is what I should say. So they're offset for a while, and every few seconds, maybe 5 to 10 seconds, they all sync up and they start flashing at the same time before they drift out of sync again. That's pretty much going to happen with any kind of sequential LEDs going on. There's really nothing random about that, so it's something you got to live with. Let me put that normal LED back in place. So an immediate effect of wiring the LED between the legs here is that these 3 LEDs lose all their brightness, or a lot of it. And that soft, subtle glow comes on. This LED is still far too bright for my needs, so I'm going to have to darken that up with another resistor on top of it. I've also found that it doesn't really matter which LED it goes onto, or where along the legs it goes. There we go. Oops, hey, that was a spark, huh? I look forward to seeing that in post-production again. Let me try this one more time here. There we go. So whether a normal LED goes onto the red, the green, the yellow, or if you use all 3 of the same color, I'm pretty much sure that's not going to matter at all. I don't know why that works that way. At that point, you're getting into the realm of magic. I understand basic electronic flows, but why that would happen? It'd certainly help to know your business when you're talking about electronics, which, when you get to that level of things, I simply don't. At least, not yet. What's back here? The red, green, and yellow LEDs are wired into place with 5,000 ohm resistors. That's 10 times stronger than the normal brightness. That's going to drop it down really well. There's 6 fiber optics wired up to the little buttons in there. The danger ball and danger towers are in place, at least for the moment. Let's see if I can get a so this is just holding these guys up to the lamp. So this should be the 6 buttons along the computer wall right here. And indeed they are. And then these guys, I bet you these 3 are 1 danger tower. Yes, indeed. So these I'm going to hook up to the normal white sequencers. So one of those little points of light will be going on at any given time, maybe 2 of them. I don't think you could do it more accurately than that. A single LED certainly wasn't going to do the trick. Is this the other one? Nope, that's the danger ball itself, I see. Oh, and that bright light up there, that's a reflection on the back wall apparently. So I'll have to do something about that. That's a bit bright for my tastes. Which one is it? It's this guy right there.